Hey, bro. Happy Tuesday. I want to take the time today, and this is going to be a little bit longer than the minute to about a minute 15 that have been going for the last week. I want to talk about a proportion or a scale of magnitude in the comparison of darkness and light, which are opposites. One of the things about our universe, especially here on planet Earth, is that everything exists in balance. In fact, it's a natural law. You can't have too much of something without there being the same amount of the other thing. Otherwise, it would be out of balance. And so we don't want to live out of balance. We were not created to live out of balance. And I want to go to how this all started was in Genesis 1:1 when it said, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." That's verse 1. Verse 2 says, "The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the water." So there was darkness over the face of the deep, and the earth was without form. It was void. So let's just call it chaos. And so when there's chaos, most of us think about darkness, or when there's chaos, it's certainly not a positive thing. When we're experiencing chaos, it's usually a very negative thing. In fact, in order to describe your experience as chaos or chaotic, it's probably pretty overwhelming for you. Wouldn't you agree, bro? I mean, that's kind of how we're used to it. Well, in verse 3 is really the important thing here. And it says in verse 3, "Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." Okay. And then in verse 4, "And God saw the light and that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness." So God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the night darkness. So the evening and morning was the first day. Okay, so when I first read that, and many times that I read that, when God said, "Let there be light," and that light separated the dark light from the darkness, and we called the light day and the darkness night, my assumption was it's the sun. The sun is what provides the light that separates the day from the night. But that is actually not how it worked out. It wasn't until the fourth day. So that was the first day. It wasn't until the fourth day that God created the large lights in the skies, one to create the light and of the day, which is the sun, the other to rule over the darkness, which is the moon. Okay, so if there was, God said, "Let there be light," and light separated the darkness, and over the earth, the void was chaos and darkness. What was that light if it wasn't the sun? Because he didn't create the sun and the moon until 3 more days. So I started thinking about that and doing some study. And so let's just call the darkness chaos because there was no form. But as God started to bring things together and separate the water from the land, and he brought plants and he brought trees to reproduce the seeds in their own kind, and then he created the heavenly bodies of the earth or of the sun to rule over the day, and the moon to rule over the darkness. There was a 3 day span of that. So the light that he said in verse 3, "Let there be light," let's call that wisdom or knowledge or information, enlightenment. When you give somebody information, what do? You enlighten them. So there is illumination. It wasn't the sun, it was illumination. And what do we call darkness? They said chaos. We can also call it ignorance. Okay. But now I wanted to put that in frame of reference in scale. Now I want to talk about the magnitude and which one of these things, darkness or light, is the most supreme and has the most power. I'm going to give you a little demonstration, and I want to challenge you to mimic it in your own home. And so I want to share something with you. So if you look at the magnitude or the scale or the amount of darkness, imagine you go into your garage or a room in your house that has no windows. So there can be no street lights. There's no light coming in from the moon or from the stars or any other light providing source. It's dark. Okay. Find your way tonight into that room, whether it's again your closet or a bathroom or your garage. The bigger the room, the better. So maybe the garage. So now imagine you're there, and I want you to take a lighter with you. And I'm going to show you what I mean by this. So what I have right here is a single birthday candle. So imagine you're in your garage, whether it's a single car garage, a 2-car garage, a 3-car garage, a 2-car garage with tandem, does not matter. Just the size of the space, okay? Imagine it's all dark and you pull out your lighter and where's my, I want to find a coaster so I don't drip on my desk here. So you find a lighter and you find a single birthday candle and you light it. That one light, that candle, will illuminate your whole garage. But as far as size, what's bigger? The garage or the bathroom or the closet you find yourself in? What is larger in volume? The darkness or the light? And if it had anything to do with volume, the darkness would instantly blow out the candle, whether you're in a closet, bathroom, or your garage, because there's so much more darkness. But it doesn't. The darkness does not blow out the candle. Instead, what does the single candle do? It illuminates or exposes the darkness. And in your own life and in your own existence and in the world, one little teeny flicker of one little teeny birthday candle will illuminate and expose and call out any darkness, regardless of size. So whether that darkness is you lost your job, whether that darkness is you're in debt up to your eyeballs, or whether that darkness is you're homeless and you're sleeping on someone else's couch, or whether that darkness is you went through a divorce, or whether that darkness is someone who passed away that was dear to you. None of that matters. Or there's strife in your life, taxes, and whatever the case, fill in the blank. You can find your own source of darkness, but it doesn't matter how big it is, how often it comes around, how much stress and overwhelming it creates in your life, or however overwhelming it can be. One little teeny birthday candle size light can illuminate it, can expose it, rather than having the light be exposed by the darkness. And again, it doesn't matter how big the darkness is. That will always, always, always be the case. One little form of light will expose and reveal all darkness. So if that darkness is a possession in your life, or you're feeling oppressed by the things coming against you, whether you're feeling a demonic attack from a demon or the devil himself, all you have to do is call upon the light, and that light is God, and specifically Jesus. So when you call upon Jesus, no matter how big your problem is, no matter how long it's been nagging at you, no matter how long it's been kicking your butt, when you call upon the name of Jesus, that light will snuff out any darkness regardless of size. Now, does that mean everything in your life, all circumstances are going to change right away? You get your job back, you all of a sudden got $1 million in the bank, you automatically have the mansion, you're not sleeping on your friend's couch? No, 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 no. Because you can call upon the name of the Lord. You can call upon Jesus no matter how big your darkness is and no matter how bad it's kicking your butt. And it will come in and clean house and cause it to leave. But you got to keep calling, and you've got to transform your life. You've got to rely on that light to be the main driving force in your life, rather than the magnitude, the overwhelm, the size of the darkness that may be coming against you, regardless of the source. So regardless of what I just shared with you, regardless of what the magnitude of your darkness is, call upon the name of Jesus. And all you have to do is say, Jesus, I need you right now. You don't even have to be formal about it. Say, Jesus, I need you right now, man. Show up. Where are you? We got some butt kicking to do on this darkness, and it's, I need to tap you in, man, because I'm about to be tapped out. Doesn't matter how formal. You don't need to say these and thous and get all churchy. It doesn't matter. What matters is you call. What matters is that when you do, he will always, always, always show up. And then you keep doing it, and you keep doing it. And then you lean on people who know him too. It's like, oh my gosh, you need some assistance. You need somebody to stand in the gap for you. You need a brother. That's why I'm sending you these messages every day, because all of us find ourselves in that circumstance, some more than others. but it depends on what you do in that situation. Is it poor me? What am I going to do? Is things overwhelming? And I'm not making fun. I'm just saying I know the method that gets out of it. And enlightenment and illumination and knowledge and wisdom will always overcome void and ignorance and chaos, no matter how overwhelming it is, because one little teeny candle will illuminate and expose all darkness, regardless of size. I did it underground in a cave about the size of, if you guys, and I was born and raised in the Bay Area. If you've ever been to the Shark Tank, an NHL sized stadium, was in a room underground, 400 feet underground in a cavern about the size of the inside of the Shark Tank, lit one single birthday candle, and I could see the ceiling 300 feet up. That's when somebody who I was with, our tour guide, shared this story with me the way I just shared it with you. But you can imagine. So whether it's your closet or your bathroom or your garage, imagine it being in center ice, sitting on the floor of the Shark Tank and lighting a single candle and being able to see the ceiling. That's the perspective. Any little flicker of light you call upon, when Jesus shows up, it will extinguish and expose and eradicate all darkness, regardless of size. Call upon him. Love you, bro. See you tomorrow.